Hey guys, Lance with Cinematic Galaxy here, and I'm finally here at my review of Iron Man 3. Now, I'm so sorry for the wait. I know it took a very long time, but my software was experiencing some problems, my editing software. But anyway, I'm finally here with the review. Yeah, basically Iron Man 3 is a film that I was pretty excited for. I actually didn't watch any trailers or anything beforehand, and I really didn't know what to expect going into it, except from what I've heard, from what I had heard, it seemed like it was going to be a darker take on Iron Man with the Mandarin. You know, it was just going to be this epic clash between the two of them. And that was basically all I knew about the film. And ultimately, part of that ended up being true and part of it didn't, because Iron Man 3 probably has the most humor out of any of the Iron Man films. Maybe save for Iron Man 2. I can't decide which has more humor, but it's like every time it seemed like in this film they were going dark, it took it right back to light with some of the humor and the one-liners. And ultimately, Iron Man 3 was a film that I really liked. I really liked it. I can't quite say I loved it, but I thought it was very good for what it was. I think it really helped that I did not watch the trailers, because had I watched them, I probably would have went into this film with a certain set of expectations that probably would not have been fulfilled based on certain things that happened in this movie. And I understand that most of you have probably already seen Iron Man 3 by now. You already know the plot twist, the big plot twist that happens later in the film. And that is something that has had fans of the comics absolutely divided, absolutely split over this film. And it was a twist that I initially did not like. I'm not going to give it away here, even though most of you have seen it, because I just don't want to talk about it here. But I will say that I didn't really care for it at first, honestly. But as I saw where the film was going later on, I began to accept the twist and be like, okay, I guess it makes sense. But had I been somebody who was very invested in the Iron Man lore, had I been a big Iron Man comic book reader, I probably would have hated this movie, honestly, after that. Because that's just one of those things that, I don't know how they did it, honestly. I really don't know how they actually had the guts to go with what they did. But you guys all know what I'm talking about. And honestly, I mean, if you want to put spoilers in the comments, I mean, I think most people have seen this film who wanted to see it, so just go ahead. But I'm just not going to spoil it here. But anyway, on to other things about the film. The cast is very good. Once again, Robert Downey Jr. is great as Tony Stark and Iron Man. He's in it more as Tony Stark, though, and that was actually pretty cool, I thought. Gwyneth Paltrow is good in this film. She has some pretty interesting things to do in this movie. You have Guy Pearce playing a certain role in this film. And Don Cheadle is back as Rhodes and War Machine. And he actually gets his best to do in this role so far in this film. He was actually very good in this film. And I thought this was the first time he really got to make the role his own after, like Terrence Howard did with the first Iron Man. Alright, also the score was actually very good. I forgot who composed it, but it was actually a really good score, very different from the previous Iron Man scores. And also the action scenes and the effects, the visuals, they were hands down the best that they've been out of any of these Iron Man movies. Just easily the best and most exhilarating. And also I think Iron Man 3 in general just has the best action out of the film, out of all the films, easily. I think that Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2 were kind of on the short end when it came to action. But this movie really takes it to a whole new level. Now, do I prefer this film to Iron Man 1? I initially said that Iron Man 3 was my favorite of the three. It might actually be because I think that this is the most fun Iron Man film out of all the ones I've seen. But I'm not sure I can say that I definitely wouldn't say it's better than the first. But as far as whether I like it better or not, I might still prefer the first one just for some of the more character-driven moments. So this one has those as well. But Iron Man 3, you know, despite the twist and all that, it could actually be my favorite. I think I would have to see it again on Blu-ray when it comes out, which I will be buying it because I did enjoy it that much. And by the way, I didn't like Iron Man 2 very much at all. That film was definitely underwhelming for me. This was much better than that, whatever problems it might have had. Another flaw I feel this film might have had is I think it did go for humor a little too often. Sometimes it could have laid off with some of the one-liners and jokes, and they were fine and they were clever, you know, every now and then, but sometimes they were just a little too much and kind of took me out of the movie a little bit. But overall, I really can't say too much fault about Iron Man 3. I thought it was actually a solid film. Overall, well done. And I'm going to give it a B+. So anyway, guys, just let me know what you think of Iron Man 3. Let me know how you feel about it in comparison with the other films. And also, let me know what's your favorite. Well, I guess this isn't an Avengers lead-in anymore. It's kind of an Avengers sequel in a way. But let me know what your favorite Marvel non-Avengers film is. Mine would have to be Captain America. But anyway, guys, stay tuned for my next few reviews. And this is Lance from Cinematic Galaxy, signing off.